Alrighty, Jeff, your Texas Star 667 Gatekeeper modified beautiful amplifier is all done. I just absolutely love doing these modifications to these amplifiers, man. It never gets old for me, it really doesn't. And man, these fan kits are absolutely awesome. I mean, hardly no air comes out in the front right here. It is all being forced through the heatsink back here, which could literally save your amp. It literally could save your amplifier to keep that heatsink cool. Now bear with me. I had like 3 hours of sleep last night, and I ain't been to sleep yet now, and it's 4 o'clock. So I'm gonna try to speed through this and get into bed. But basically, you pretty much wanted me to do the whole 9 to it, all the modifications, anything I saw in here necessary. So we're just gonna kind of start from one corner and go to the next. Well, you got your full power wire upgrade all the way to the back of the transformer, using the good thick new concept wires. You also wanted the Anderson power pole connectors. That's what this is right here. I already got it installed for you, and that is my connector right here going up to my servo supply. And here is the one that I'll be sending with you. Genuine Anderson, by the way. This is genuine Anderson connectors here. The lid. We'll get to that in a minute. You need to be careful, girl. I'm telling you, man. I've literally got to be constantly be careful that I'm not going to run over in my chair here. She just loves to get right there up under me. Alright, so of course you can see here's all the parts that came out of it. There's a couple of parts that I'm through with the trash. But of course this meter was no good, so we put you a brand new meter in there. And you wanted the LED upgrade or modification on the meter, and you wanted white. So that's what we got right here done for you. I think I'm just do these modifications like this from now on. They work real well that way. Alright, so we got the full power wire upgrade all the way to the back of the transformer. 14 gauge wire going to the back of the transformer there. And this wire right here was replaced. Excuse me, these were replaced by this. So what do you think is going to hold more current, or at least help stay cooler? With a little bit more inductive properties to it to help keep that RF from going back down the DC line, or as much as possible from going back to the DC line. Alright, one of the next things I did is this right here was a very old amplifier, okay? This was the very first Toshiba 5-pill that Texas Star ever released. This is a turbo boost. This is the very first Toshiba 5-pill they ever released. So there was not a jack right here in the back for the key. So I had to drill the hole for the fan connection right here. Okay. Somebody had already installed just straight LEDs right here for your switches. First time I've seen somebody do that. They actually just flat out did the modification themselves. I went ahead and soldered all your tabs like I always do. There was actually one tab that didn't even look like it was touching. One prong that wasn't even touching the tab. Of course I went ahead and thickened up the solder right there on the RF path like I always like to do. Thickened up the solder on the DCs down here that the power wires are going to. Again, the output combiner, like I said, this is an old amplifier. This is the way they used to do it back in the old days, is use a DM19 100 puff or 91 picofarad capacitor. So whenever I see that, take it out, put a metal down. That's what my buddy at Texas Star told me a long time ago, and ever since he told me that, that's what I do on every single one. So I went in and threw a metal down for you, and I hope this thing don't die, because I do not want to have to wait to get all this compiled for you. Alright, so let's see here. I went ahead and I might be going out of order here, but I'm just going to say it as I see it. Put your two 1000 picofarad electrolytics, two 104s, which are replacing these right here, which are very old. Those are usually the ones I like to use. And of course, we this right here is a 16 gauge wire, 18 gauge wire. It replaced this right here for the driver. And let's see here, of course you got your fan kit, and the cool thing about this is the very first of its kind of, see, I'm having problems getting the lids. You know, I was using regular Texas Star lids to make these fan kits, and I'm having a problem getting them. So my buddy Mr. Lawnmower Man out there in the sand pile has been working on making them for me, and this right here is the first absolute superb perfect one. This is going to be the one that we're going to be using from here on out. It's aluminum, so it's a lot easier to drill into, and I mean it's a little bit thicker. You know, of course I had to paint it and everything, but it's a little bit thicker than the Texas Star lid, which is good. While I'm working on it, it's not going to be bending on me. So that turned out really great. This pretty much was a test to see how that would turn out. So that turned out really well. So we're going to buy a sheet of this right here and start really getting these fan kits produced, because they have really became quite popular. All right, man. Let's see here. What else did I do in here? I'm gonna look over there and see what parts were taken out. Oh, there was a 15 ohm resistor, 2 watt, right here on the variable to ground. There's supposed to be a 27 ohm there, so I went ahead and replaced that with a 5 watt 27 ohm. That's what comes with it on factory 667s. I fixed a couple of solder points on here too. It was pretty much cold solder joints, or we're getting there. We're getting there to be cold solder joints. So I think that's about it, brother. If I think of something else, I will tell you. That's why I'm looking over here at these parts over here. I think that's about it. There's your old lamp right there. It was on the meter. And if you see, this right here is warped. And why is it warped? From these big lamps. They used bigger lamps back then. And you'll notice you'll find a lot of these meters warped. And that's just from that lamp heating it up. Over time it starts to warp. And it's kind of crazy that it does it, but it does. I've seen it many times. Many times. Oh yeah, I had to do a little bit of correction on the tuning. So this thing doesn't have an input tune on the driver. Texas Stars do not have input tunes on the driver. It's more of an inductive deal that helps with the tuning on that. So I had to replace one of the capacitors here, which helped the input. We had a little bit of input reflect on the front of it. I know I told you about that on the phone or through text. I think it was through text, yeah. So let me go ahead and get this thing fired up, man. Alright, oh, one last thing, of course, down here. That right there is your switch for your fan. It's a three position switch, okay? Up is high, the middle is off, and down is low. And I've got a resistor network, because these fans that are, let me show you what fans are in here. Here's the fans that I've been putting in the kits here recently. These are not cheap fans. These are high flow fans. They're about the fastest fan you're going to get still in a 120-25 milli. Oh my God. I absolutely hate these cotton pickers right here. I do not like them big damn moths. I ain't gonna get into why I don't, but I'm just gonna walk over here real slow and get done with this video. And I'm gonna get that sucker out of here somehow. I absolutely hate them things. I mean, that's not as big as I have some come in here sometime that are big as my hand, and I am not kidding. I cannot handle that. One time there was some color changing off in here, and I had a thing over on my D104 mic. It was like a swirl blue and black. It had actually changed its color to roughly the same color as that cover on my D104. I reached down to grab that D104 to pick it up, and my hand literally went all the way over on that moth and literally scared the snot out of me. Scared the snot out of me, man. Ever since then, I do not like them big cat picking moths. I understand they eat bugs and all that, but that's just some things in this world I can't stand. That's one of them. I don't like them damn not moths. All right, man. So let's get this thing fired up. I'll go ahead and put the fans on high for you. All right, get on high. And I put you a new power lens on here too. The LEDs shine really bright on all of them. The red is not as bright. It's just because the color of the lens. There's your fans, man. With this fan kit, it's good to have your amp sitting on a flat surface. Like, see, like with this right here, it's sucking it up into the fan since the fans are so powerful. You see, look. See how it's lifting it up with it? And there we go. We'll let go. So it's not too loud on high. Of course, low, you can still hear, but barely, and it's still blowing some decent air. All right, man. Well, this thing is working very great. We got the 1000-watt slug in peak, 1000-watt slug in reverse. I am using my Stickman Cobra 29. My 4-watt radio is being worked on right now. So we are driving this thing with about 35 watts or so, somewhere around there, and about 8 birds. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so first, man, I'm just going to go ahead and put this thing all the way on low. Okay. I'm going to leave the variable up. Alright, 1000-watt slow. See, that's almost doing 600 watts already. RMS. A little bit past 200 bird. Alright, we'll go ahead and put that bad boy on high. PEP, we're on 14.2 volts, by the way. 1000-watt slug, reading the bottom scale. This thing's smoking, man. Over 700 watts. RMS. God almighty! How in the living hell is that thing doing 400 bird on the servo supply? That means this amp is running very efficient, because I usually can never get 400 bird out of this supply right here. It was shut off when something's pulling around 350 bird usually. That right there is astonishing right there. That's something I don't see every day. Normally I'll have to take the amp and hook it up on the unregulated 100 amp supply over here. Real deal built. So that was pretty astonishing. Now let me let you take a look at the dead key, okay? We've got about a watt going into it. That produces a little bit over 200, so keep that in mind. That is slightly a big dead key. I would not push no more than 200 absolute max, but you really want to try to keep it around 100 if you can. You know, about to keep that 1/4 ratio in RMS. Goodness gracious. over 400. That is something else, man. This thing is smoking. 5-watt slug in reverse. Oh yeah, see? Before I did some work on the actual in-between tune, this thing had, let's see, 5 watt, a little bit over a watt reflect. And I didn't get to test it, but I'm sure it came up on the RMS. I can't get over that thing doing over 400, a little bit over 400 bird, and this supply right here not cutting off. Now that is something else right there. Well, hey, this thing's working good, man. If you want to do this just for the fun, we'll bump this up to 15 volts, which is just moving it just a tad bit more. 1000 watts PEP. Oh, look at that right there, man. Over 800 peak. That's something else right there, man. Oh, God almighty, man. How in the... That just blows my mind. I have never in my life seen an amp do almost 500 bird on this little servo. This servo supply is a 75 amp supply. And I can't get nowhere near 75 amps out of it for the protection, goes into protection. So this amp is running very efficiently for it to be able to do that amount of output. Almost 500 on that. That is something else. If I hook this thing amp up on this 100 amp unreg supply right here, this thing, goodness, of course it'll be doing over a kilowatt, but it may be doing somewhere around 600 plus bird, man. This is a smoking little box, Jeff. You got lucky on this one, brother. Just keep that dead key down, okay, man? All right, here's your lid. And with the fan kits, I always paint the lids so that bad boy can be shining. Paint the inside too. Get the new GK sticker. By the way, anybody watching this, in the comment section, I want complete honesty, not just because it's... Here, let me turn the power off. I don't need to be trying to short nothing out. Doing anything crazy. I want complete honesty, not just because it's me. I want complete honesty on who likes this logo. This logo was designed by Candy Incorporation. No, it's not the one that does the candy paint. That's just a coinky dink. So it's a vinyl company out here around Georgia, Homebrew vinyl company, Candy Inc. And so I just want to be honest, see who likes it, who doesn't. I mean, I thought maybe leaving this V portion right here off, but then it would kind of look a little bit too much like a transformer to me. But you know, it's just supposed to be, when you think of Gatekeeper, you think of medieval. But you know, Gatekeeper can have a lot of meanings. To me, it's more technological, back in the old school hacking days, the phone freaking days. PHREAK, by the way. And a lot of y'all know I'm an old school gray hat hacker from the old dial-up days. And no, I don't do no hacking now. I didn't stick with it when the wireless scene come into play. Alright, this thing's about to die, brother. This thing is beautiful. Get these screws here on the top for you. I still need to add a fan label back here, which I need to go find one. I done used all the ones I had up here. Here's the front of it. I mean, these fan kits set this off, man. I don't even know how anybody could own a Texas Star without one of these fan kits. But you know, that's just because I put so many together. You know, a Texas Star looks weird without it now to me. But keep your stuff cool. Keep the reflect out. It'll last forever. You don't overdrive the piss out of it. This amplifier is... I'll go ahead and tell you right now before I get on out of here, Jeff. I have not had a Texas Star perform this good on my servo supply yet. So you did good, man. Let's get this thing boxed up and out to you, brother. 73. Oh, GK, God bless, out here around the northeast end of Georgia. I'm gone now. Bye-bye.